I'm Julia Sondu, showing you where development is happening. Please come and join us. Putin ready to give out free weapons as Niger tensions boil over. Russian President Vladimir Putin is prepared to give weapons away for free to an African nation amid ongoing tensions in Niger, according to Burkina Faso's interim president. While speaking with Sputnik Africa on Monday, Burkina Faso interim President Ibrahim Traore spoke about support from Russia and said that Putin refuses nothing when it comes to weapons the African nation needs to fight terrorism. There are no restrictions, they do not refuse licenses, and it is at a good price. Russia is also ready to deliver weapons to us for free, Traore told Sputnik Africa. The comments by Traore come amid ongoing tensions in Niger, which is a neighbor to Burkina Faso, after democratically elected President Mohamed Bazoum was overthrown by soldiers and General Abdourahmane Chiani was placed in charge. The military takeover was condemned by numerous nations, including the US and the United Nations Security Council. According to Al Jazeera, the military governments of Burkina Faso and Mali also responded to the military takeover in Niger, saying, "The transitional governments of Burkina Faso and Mali express their fraternal solidarity to the people of Niger, who have decided with full responsibility to take their destiny in hand and assume the fullness of their sovereignty before history. Any military intervention against Niger would be tantamount to a declaration of war against Burkina Faso and Mali," the statement added, according to Al Jazeera. The Economic Community of West African States, ECOWAS, however, issued a statement in response to the military takeover in Niger, saying that it would take all measures necessary, that may include the use of force, if Bazoum is not reinstated as president. Earlier this month, Putin's office issued a statement following a meeting with Traore. Bilateral ties between Russia and Burkina Faso have traditionally been friendly. Last year we celebrated the 55th anniversary of diplomatic relations. We know that people in Burkina Faso treat Russia with sympathy and interest. We are ready to work together to develop trade and economic cooperation. Our trade is not extensive yet, even in terms of Russia-Africa relations, but I believe we will discuss it today. There is room to grow, the statement added. During his interview with Sputnik Africa, Traore also discussed the ongoing war between Russia and Ukraine, saying that while he doesn't have a stance on the conflict, he noted that weapons being sent to Ukraine are ending up in Africa. Putin also, on Friday, July 28, 2023, Putin gifts Zimbabwe President Mnangagwa with helicopter. Russian President Vladimir Putin has gifted Zimbabwean counterpart Emmerson Mnangagwa with a helicopter as Moscow pushes for closer ties with the southern African country, which is also under heavy sanctions. Zimbabwe's information ministry said on Twitter that the gift will be rebranded as X. It said the presidential helicopter will soon be delivered to Zimbabwe. Russia also announced a donation of grain that included maize and wheat to Zimbabwe, one of the 6 African countries that will receive free food from Moscow. Read: Putin promises free grain at Russia-Africa summit. President Mnangagwa is among African leaders that attended the just-ended Russia-Africa summit in St. Petersburg. He said the helicopter and grain donations showed that it was important for countries facing Western sanctions to maintain close ties. Logically, victims of sanctions must cooperate, and this is the cooperation we are seeing, President Mnangagwa said. We are grateful. Zimbabwe is surviving as a result of cooperation both in agriculture and in the provision of technology and education. President Putin had told the summit that Russia was donating up to 50,000 tons of grain to each of Zimbabwe, Burkina Faso, Mali, Somalia, Central African Republic and Eritrea. Meanwhile, UK backs ECOWAS, calls for immediate release of Bazoum. The United Kingdom, UK, yesterday, joined the United States of America, USA, France and Germany in condemning the detention of President Mohamed Bazoum by the military junta in Niger Republic, calling for his immediate release. In a statement by Atinuke Akande Alegbe, a senior communications officer at the British High Commission, UK said, "We stand with ECOWAS in condemnation of the illegal detention of President Bazoum, his family, and members of the government, as well as the unacceptable conditions under which they are being held, and call for their immediate release." Bazoum has been under house arrest since the takeover orchestrated by members of his presidential guard on July 26, 2023. According to the statement, UK recognises Nigeria's diplomatic mediation efforts to peacefully restore democracy in Niger through its leadership of the Economic Community of West African States, ECOWAS, and condemned the coup against Niger's elected leadership. Algeria, yesterday, sent its foreign minister, Ahmed Attaf, on a tour of Nigeria, Benin and Ghana, to help find a way out of the Niger crisis, the Algerian diplomacy announced. This move was in a bid to oppose any military intervention in Niger. Attaf, who was mandated by President Abdelmadjid Tebboune, began his working visits to the 3 West African states yesterday, the ministry announced on its ex-Twitter account. He will hold consultations on the crisis in Niger and ways of dealing with it with his counterparts in these countries, which belong to ECOWAS. The aim is to contribute to a political solution that will spare this country and the entire region the repercussions of a possible escalation of the situation, the ministry said. Algerian diplomacy has a long history of mediating or attempting to resolve numerous international conflicts. President Tebboune, on August 6, said he categorically rejects any external military intervention in Niger, which he described as a direct threat to Algeria. "There will be no solution without us. We are the first concerned," he added, during an interview broadcast on national television. Algeria shares almost 1,000 kilometers of border with Niger. As Africa's largest nation, Algeria borders 2 countries in the throes of profound crises, Mali and Libya, and refuses to open a third front on its borders. Daughter of ousted Niger President Zazia Bazoum Mohamed, in an open letter published in the French daily Le Figaro, said her father is not resigning and is determined to fight to safeguard democracy. In the letter, Zazia, who lives in Paris, called for the release of her father and restoration of constitutional order in Niger. Today, taken hostage with his family, he is not resigning because he holds democratic values dear and has always fought against military regimes. He fights and sacrifices himself for the future of our dear country, Niger, for the Sahel and for the whole of West Africa. She points out that her father could have given up, spared his family this suffering and found an important international position. But he decided to fight to safeguard democracy in Niger. This is the end of our program today. See you on Intervlog same time tomorrow. Thanks for watching. Please like and subscribe to my channel and press the bell icon to get new video updates. Thank you for watching Intervlog. Thank you.